Hey everybody, I'm just going to quickly go over the list of commands for Soreya and how to host and all of that. It's very quick and simple. So if you press Q, it'll open up the panel right here. You have settings, maps, commands, and you have game modes, weapons, and you have the load button. So obviously you see the game modes. I click it. It'll show you King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, Colors, Free for All, Juggernaut, ObbyRace, PracticeRaid, Sharks, Soccer, Team Deathmatch, and Tournament. And if you click various different game modes for Capture the Flag, it'll give you the anti-team kill variants of a sword and a gun. For Free for All, it'll give you the team kill variants, for example. And then for settings, you have Outscore, which deals with lives. So if you want someone to have infinite amount of lives, then you'd probably want to put like 999 lives so that people don't get teamed out once they hit, for example, 11 deaths. And then goal is whatever goal you want that team or that player to reach. So in free for all, if you want someone to hit 50 kills, then you'd want them to hit 50 kills. You'd set to 50. And then it's the same with King of the Hill. You want them to hit 50 seconds, then you'd probably set to 50 seconds. So that's how those two work. Really, it purely depends on what you want and what the event type is. And you have commands. Achievements probably won't be there in the future, but it's currently just a placeholder. You have the Team Yellow command, which is effective for anything that doesn't involve teams. And the teams as in like red versus blue. And then you have reset caps to reset the captures, which I don't really use too often, so you don't really have to depend on that. Then you have randomized teams, which is good for when you're randomizing between the red and blue teams. You have the start event and the end event. So now I'm going to show you the different ways to host all these different game modes very quickly. So let's start with CTF. CTF, I'll choose Castle, Weapons, we'll do Anti-Team Kill Sword, Load, and then we'll do Settings, Outscore 999, Capture 1, Command, Randomize Teams, and then Start. Now we're all here, and I'm on the red team. Here's the red flag, and there's Alex with the blue flag over there. The Anti-Team Kill Sword, and the goal post here, it says right here, Goal 1, Outscore 999. That is how you host the Capture the Flag. And it's a pretty simple process for every other game mode. Then when you're done with the event and when the teams have been declared the winner, and it'll show at the top in the center of the screen saying this team has won by 1 point or whatever, then that's when you'll click End Event after you've noted who the winners are and you note down who to award the promotions by the end of the event. So now you'll go to the game modes. Let's go with colors. With colors, all you have to do is just select the game mode and then you select the map. But here the colors is with auto colors, the system automatically does everything for you. So it'll choose the color, you'll go to the color, it'll do all of that for you. It's purely just more of a mini game type of thing. While manual is full power to the host. They'll use admin to tell you where to go. For example, semicolon M, go to red, like Simon says. Then you have free for all. You have the different modes, Autumn, FFA, select Team Kill Sword, and then for goal, probably want to set it to 999, and then outscore, let's do 1. So that means that theoretically they'd have to get 999 kills to win, or they have 1 life. So obviously you're gonna go by who's the last one standing instead of who has the highest amount of kills for this round. Or you can do the opposite. You could do whoever gets the first kill, or whoever gets 5 kills first, and you don't have to worry about lives. It really depends on how you want to host the game mode. And then that also applies for Juggernaut. Juggernaut is basically automatically gives a player 700, I believe 750 or 700 HP. So we're about to see. Load, settings, let's do outscore 1, goal, I'd say, actually it doesn't matter for either. It doesn't matter for the goal. It just matters for the outscore because you want to beat the Juggernaut and everyone has 1 life. So save, then you do randomize teams and start. So the Juggernaut, it says right there 750 health. So Alex has 750 and I have just the regular 100. And the blue team will have to work together to take down the Juggernaut. And when you're done, you'll click the end event. And it's the same with every other game mode here. King of the Hill, same thing. You want to set the goal to how many seconds a player should have before they win, or do you want it last one standing? You do lives. And then Obbies, you don't really have to worry about Obbies with the settings. You can just set it to 999 for both. It doesn't really matter. As long as you get it right, So let's just do obstacle 1, load, team all yellow, and then they'll get across, and as they get to the end of the obby over there, it'll team them to winners. So as Alex is demonstrating, never mind, as he was demonstrating, but as he was going to get to the other side, it was going to team him to winners. Let's see if you get it this time. I'm rooting for you, Alex. Don't embarrass me here, please. All right, there you go. He did it. So now it's teamed him to winners. And then, by the time frame you give, be like, oh, complete this in a minute. Then you can finish at the minute and see who finished and who's on the winners team. Then you move on to, there's ObbyRace, which is basically the same thing, except who's the first person to get there. Because Obby gives multiple people the chance to be winners. ObbyRace is just one person gets to win, whoever is first. PracticeRaid is a bit trickier, so make sure you're paying attention for this part. So it's all about what map you choose, because there's dual cap, then there's fade, then there's rollback 2, and then there's reset. And each map will say the type next to it. So there's DC Goyle 3, or Fade Goyle 3, or RB2 Goyle 3, or Reset Goyle 3. You can choose each of these. So let's just do DC Goyle 3, and then do anti-team kill. And then we'll do the goal of holding the terminal for 100 seconds and outscore 999. And then save, and then load, and then randomize teams. And now start. So now, I spawned in the defenders team, Alex spawns in the raiders team over there, and the terminal is set to goal 100 seconds, which is inside that tower up there, and this is the little terminal bar down here, bottom right, with the red and blue bars, and everything is listed here on the bottom right for everybody to see. And the 0-0 for defender raiders, that's going to be the terminal count for both sides, at least for dual cap. For rollback, it'll roll back the other side's points. For fade, it'll roll back one side's point by 0.5 instead of a whole point, while the other side gets a whole point up. And then with reset, it just resets the progress of the raiders or defenders, whichever one. So let's move on to the next game mode. Let's have Sharks. Sharks is actually a lot more organized this time around, and a lot cleaner and a lot simpler to use. Because usual Sharks tends to be messy with trying to keep people from killing on land. So this method of Sharks, this game mode, eliminates that issue. So I'll show you what I mean. So let's do anti-team kill sword, select beach, load, settings, just set everything to, set this to 1, set goal to 999, because everyone needs to have 1 life. Then you do randomize teams, and when you do usually randomize teams, it's going to team multiple people to the Sharks. You don't want that. Usually you want maybe 1 or 2 Sharks in the Sharks team, so just team everybody to minnows, and then just select your 1 or 2 Sharks you want. So I'm going to have Alex here hop on this rock, and I'm going to try to hit him and watch what happens. Notice how I cannot damage or kill him while he's on the rock, but when he steps in the water, I can kill him. The sword is set to anyone that isn't inside this water part is you can't kill them or damage them. You can only damage them when they're on the water part or inside the water part, and you can't damage them when they're on a part like the one I'm standing on right now. So it eliminates the trolling factor and the factors of killing people when you're not supposed to. So it makes Sharks a lot more fun. Let's end that. And then now you have the next game mode, which is a lot of people's favorite, Soccer. And that one is similar to Capture the Flag in how you set it up. So you load it, go to settings, you set the outscore to 999, set the goal to 1 or 2 or whatever you want. And then go to commands, randomize teams, and then you start the event. And now we're here. And there's a soccer ball in the middle. And then that shiny blue block and that shiny red block are the blocks that the teams would want to shoot the ball into. And they'd have to work together to push into the opposite side. And then once someone scores, it'll list this team won by 1 point. And it's going to show at the bottom right the point they scored. And it's going to show in the center, like I said, this team won by 1 point. And you're about to see once he scores here. Just like that. And then end the event. Game modes. Now we have Team Deathmatch, which is a very long list of maps to choose from for this one. But it's arguably one of the most fun game modes out there. So, team deathmatch, let's select a random one. Let's do Dark Lava Cave. And then anti-team kill swords, load. Settings, let's do outscore of 3 lives, goal 999, because we're not going to use goal here. And then randomize teams, and start. And here you go. Now you have your team deathmatch loaded up. So now you have outscore 3, so if Alex kills me 3 times, then his team wins, for example. And vice versa. And it'll also list all the values at the bottom right for both sides. Or he just does that. Yeah, that's how that works too. So let's end event. Game modes, tournament. This one, I'll show you how it works. It's pretty simple. It's a lot more organized than the past. So, team kill sword, select that. Let's do Ancient Ruin. So load, and then settings. Let's do 999, 999, because I don't think we're going to use either of them. Actually, let's do 1. I believe it was 1. And then we do team all yellow, and start. So now, how this works is all completely manual. So, actually, sorry, no, I messed up. You go back to outscore, you set to 999, so now everybody gets teamed back to the lobby. So yeah, it's a simple fix. And I could edit that out of the video, but I'd rather show you how that works, that you can easily fix something in the middle of an event, and it does not affect anything. So you don't have to worry about if you loaded something in, and you're panicking because, oh, I have to reload everything, and I have to, pause the whole event. No, you don't have to. Just a quick fix, and you're done. So as I was saying, now we're here in the SFT. So if me and Alex go on opposite sides, and then we have the anti-team kill sword, and then the host says, ready, go, and then I go forward, and then Alex kills me, and then now I'm dead, and I'm going to spawn, and now the host is going to team me to losers. And now I'm on losers, and Alex is going to be on winners. And that's a more effective way of organizing the winners and losers, that they don't mix up with the lines when they start hanging around in each other's lines, because the winners could go and just troll around the red line when they shouldn't. But this way, you could at least know who's always the winner and who's always the one who didn't win. Yeah, and then that's a very effective way of handling. And everything here is manual. It's like basic sword fighting tournament or gunfighting tournament. It's just with a few more teams that you can handle to organize it all better. But it's still the same manual process that you would do with a regular chat-based sword fighting tournament system. Now you end the event, and yeah, that was pretty much everything all the basics at the very least for hosting at Soreya. And then these 2 portals back here, you have the spectator box. This just takes you to this area, and this just shows player commands for spectating people or taking off your hats. Nothing huge, but not a lot of people know about those spectator boxes, so I'm just pointing it out. Same thing with Sparring. We'll eventually have this place done to be more effective, but at least this part back here works, where if me and Alex step back here, it'll give us a sword and we can just start sparring with each other. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know. Settings, lives, goal, map, list of maps, game modes, list of game modes, weapons, list of weapons, commands, list of commands. That's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, if you have any issues with anything you've seen in this video, you can shoot me a message anytime, and I'd love to answer it. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to stay true to your heart of gold. Bye-bye.